Welcome to the West Indian Women Network. I am Priscilla Ramcharan here in the United States, originally from Trinidad and Tobago. And as you know, we connect Caribbean people from around the world. We want to know what they're doing, what they're achieving, what their goals are, and how we can support them. So I have one of our regular guests here today, and today is her special day. So she looks absolutely stunning and she's here to give us some updates. So, welcome back. Feel free to introduce yourself again and tell us all the wonderful things that the West Indian Women Network, no, I'm just kidding, that, that our creatives are doing.
Hi, sure. So thank you as always, Priscilla, for this wonderful space. I am Linette Rabsatt. I am a poet and writer from the Virgin Islands. And what has been happening? Carry Festa 15 in Barbados. A few of us
Woohoo!
who are part of the West Indian Women Network, we were there. So Casey Garvey was there sharing, and the passion poet, Robert Gibson, I saw him, was able to share some poetry along with some other
Go,
amazing
Robert.
Caribbean artists. So we had a whale of a time.
Absolutely. I'm going to put the link for the Instagram where you shared everything in the description for you all out there to get a taste of what Lynette is talking about. So, how did it go?
It was a fun-filled, topsy-turvy, learning, really a great experience meeting other creatives, not just writers, but persons that dabble in different genres. So the Virgin Islands delegation, we had 53 amazing, wonderful people. If I call everybody's name or try to call everybody's name, I will get in trouble.
Oh, we don't want that.
Yes, yes. But we had a wonderful youth cohort that went with us,
Oh,
and they
great.
were able to dabble in all the different activities. We had an animator, a potter, several visual artists, some amazing dancers, some great personalities who do a lot of work with putting information out there. So our
Mm.
social media people, our tourist board, and of course
Mhm.
the poets. I
Yes, the
can't
main event.
say this without leaving out the amazing poets. We had three youth poets, Michael Jefferson, Trinity Lettsome, and Abria Hodge.
Oh, that's
And
so exciting.
yes, and some other seasoned poets, Annika Christopher and Andrea Flax. And we went to workshops. I actually led a workshop too.
Yes, we
Yes.
want to hear all about you leading your workshop. So, was this your first time there?
It's not my first time in Barbados. My husband is actually a Bajan, so
Oh,
I'm proud Bajan still.
Robert will be happy to hear that. Uh,
Yes.
but was it your first time at the Curry Fest?
No, I went to Carifesta 10 in 2008 as a
Oh,
poet.
oh, wow.
Yes, it was my
Heard
second
that.
Carifesta.
Wow. Cool. So, what was your workshop about? What was your topic? Tell us everything.
Okay, so the workshop, my topic was understanding one's poetic journey. So I started it off, of course, I shared a poem. And then I also called a moment of silence for a few poets that have passed on this year, late last year, just to show love and respect.
Absolutely. They were there with you. Don't worry. Hmm.
And I started off with just some general questions, asking people why they write, what they plan to do with their work, what's their style. And then we got into how do we get inspiration? How do we build that collection? Because if you're trying to do it all on your own, it's not enough. You have to seek prompts, you have to look at what's happening around you and draw from those experiences to be able to build your collection. And
Hmm.
of course, you can't go to a workshop and not get prompts.
Of course not. What was your prompt?
Unfortunately, I don't have the photo to share now, but
You
one
can
of our
send it to me. I'll
yes,
insert it. Okay.
I will do that. So we had the first was an ekphrastic prompt. It was a beautiful visual art by Mrs. Via Donovan Hodge, also part of the Virgin Islands delegation.
Mm,
So people were very
okay.
inspired by that particular picture. And
Hmm.
then the other exercise, which was inspired by another amazing person that we all know well, Alex Hannibal.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Alex is doing really wonderful things.
Yes, he's an
That is amazing.
amazing talent. So he had put this competition about with the into. So I
Hmm.
said, well, okay, I'm going to teach everybody about this into and
Uh-huh.
this septet poem of 7 lines of 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2 syllables. And we got some really amazing pieces that people
Oh,
just came up with. And the topic was Love Heals. Yeah.
that is beautiful. I can only imagine. Oh my goodness. And it really does. That's so wonderful. So how did you feel leading the workshop? What was that like?
Well, it wasn't my first time leading it. It was actually my
Okay.
second time. The first time I led it was in July in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Goodness. Okay.
So I tried it there with a smaller audience. I felt a bit more comfortable. It was an intimate setting. Of course, Barbados is hot, so it was hot out there.
Right.
But we made it work. We sat on some nice comfortable chairs in a tent in a corner of the Grand Market. And people were able to share. I also gave them some insights from my journey
Hmm.
when we worked on the Virgin Islands Callaloo anthology versus when I did the Be Inspired book on Kindle,
Mm.
just showing them that there's different audiences that you reach for,
Yes.
and then how you use that inspiration. How do you use your work? So visit schools, support other authors, try to encourage the youth. And that's what the three young people came there for. So we could
Mm-hmm.
inspire them and give them ideas as to how they can take their writing to the next level if that's what they choose.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, go to children's schools, their libraries, read aloud day, encourage creative writing. I mean, there's just so much there. Once you start, it's going to flow. That is wonderful. And I see that you're blogging more and tell us about your blog. You're just doing so many wonderful things.
Well, my blog, I have been doing a lot more. I started last year and I said, you know what?
Mhm.
Every month I'm going to try to feature some musical artists from the Virgin Islands.
Good for you.
But then a door opened and I was able to do Don Trent, who's originally from Guyana, but he spent some time in Barbados. So
Hmm.
it was an amazing opportunity just talking to him and finding out that he's also a poet and he's just so talented. He has this amazing stage presence. So I love using my blog not just to promote my work, but also to support other writers, authors, artists. So the most recent post is about Mrs. Andrea Flax, who traveled with us about her book, In the Beehive. So I did a little highlight
Okay.
about In the Beehive because it's just such an amazing little book. It's more for like, I guess, grade 3, grade 4
Okay.
anyone who's interested about why a bee is important, why shouldn't you just take Baygon and spray the bees? That book tells you with pictures, and it's real life pictures from their apiary and their beekeeping business. Yeah, it's really, really awesome.
Definitely. I saw that and I said, I have to check it out. And that is what we do. Yes, of course, we love our work and we want to promote our work too, but it's a community, sharing each other's work. And I love that you do that. You really do keep us connected. So, what is this experience being in this creative world and exploring and meeting new people? How's that going?
I would say it's going quite well
Mhm.
because every day a new door opens. Sometimes I get these requests on Instagram, and then when I check the profile, it's like, okay, this person is a writer. So maybe they saw my reel because I share reels,
Yes.
not every day, but definitely you get a spoken word piece every Saturday morning. I post something on all my socials because it's about putting the word out there and getting my voice out there. I always say my mantra is that I want to invest in what grows me. So if I don't believe in me and I'm afraid to share,
Mhm.
then why should you listen? Why should you read my stuff if I keep it just locked away in this little book that
Yeah.
no one can see? And that was one of the questions I asked the persons in the workshop, like,
Yeah.
why are you writing? Because if you're going to keep all the thoughts to yourself, then I mean, that's good. It's good therapy for you. But I don't think people always understand that what they're facing, each one of us has gone through it in some way or another.
Right.
And just knowing that someone else can relate, it really does help.
I'm glad you said that because my question to you was going to be how did you handle where someone was shy to share? They weren't so confident in their work, or, just really didn't even want to put their toes in the water to give it a try to share. What was your conversation like?
Well, the conversation, and I would take it back to the three young people that we traveled with. It
Hmm.
was giving them that positive reinforcement from the first time that they actually shared their written work. And then when I
Oh.
did it, I'm like, you guys are really deep. You guys are really good. Maybe
Hmm.
just a little tweaks here and there, but you need to put this stuff out there. So we got past the reading of it, because that's
Oh,
one thing to share it and then for somebody to read it and critique it.
right.
Now it's time to maybe send a voice note or we're in the Zoom setting and okay, I need you to share. So what I would usually do is share first, get them comfortable, and then just give them the encouragement. Of course, giving positive critiques in terms of, the way that they can maybe emphasize more or consider, okay, that's too many words in a line. So you're
Hmm.
chopping up yourself. Because I
Hmm.
face that when I'm doing my performance too. Because
Right.
then you think about it and you say, well, on paper, this looks really good. And when it's time to read it, it's a different story. So those two of those amazing young people actually participated in the WAPAX Poetry Slam, the first slam ever for
Woo.
Carrie Festa.
Oh, wow. I'm
And they
so
did well.
jealous.
And their challenge was really tough. They had 30
Yeah.
minutes to create a poem right there on the spot. Not out in the front with everybody else, but they had to go in the back in a room. And of course, it's noisy. Everybody's in there
Yeah.
writing. So the pressure was on.
You got
I
that
didn't
anxiousness happening. What's that guy gonna write about? Am I gonna write about the same thing? Like, just go for it.
Well, I didn't participate in the slam, but I basically replicated their experience. I sat down with all the music playing, all the chatter, and I took that 30 minutes and I wrote my poem.
Oh, good for
The,
you.
the, the prompt was the answer is in the trees, and you could take that in so many different directions.
That is
The poets who
wonderful.
participated, including our two from the Virgin Islands, it
Yes.
was all amazing work. And just looking at how somebody tied it to the literal tree versus the family tree, the importance of what trees give to us as human beings and as a planet. Yeah,
Right. Oh,
that was beautiful. But I took it from a slightly different angle.
of course.
The tree was actually me and just talking about my journey, having children, and yeah. It to me, when you get a prompt, is what you take from it. And you could take it literally and still do an awesome job. But of course, the judges were looking for metaphors, they were looking for delivery. So it's
Right.
a lot of pressure, but Michael Jefferson and Trinity
That's
Letha,
what we love.
yes, we were so proud of them.
Good
They
for
did an
them.
amazing job.
That's amazing, amazing, amazing. And I'm always so curious as to what other creatives would come up with based on a prompt because, like you said, we all have our own walks of life, we interpret things differently, but you are so clever and creative, and you are the tree. Yes, you are. That's wonderful. And I love that you're sharing your poems in our group and on your channels, and you're getting involved in so many literary forms. So, what does the future look like for you with your writing and your work?
Oh, well, in the immediate future, I think on the 21st, I'm supposed to be assisting Rotary with this activity that they're doing with some young people.
Oh,
So me
nice.
and another amazing BVI poet, Miss April Glasgow, will be sharing some techniques and giving them some encouragement.
Oh, good.
For me, I started to think about, okay, what can I take, be inspired, and turn it into? Because it's just a Kindle book now. I'm not rushing to necessarily have a printed book, but I would like my book to be available in the libraries in the States and then spread out. Because you can do that if they're on Kindle. but it needs to be a certain number of pages and different
Mhm.
things. So I need to do some research on that. So I was thinking about a Be Inspired part two that includes part one and then some of the work that I've been working on and the stuff that I've been putting on SoundCloud. So
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
Priscilla, I think the catalog on SoundCloud is probably, I don't know, maybe 100 pieces. So these
Okay.
amazing guys, Clarence Ferguson Jr. and Mario Franklin, they have this group on Facebook called Legendary Inc. So
Ooh.
they create different prompts and pictures. They give us words and they say, okay, write on this, record it. And then Clarence, he's the music person. He'll put it to music. So when I started, I was like, okay, this is interesting. But I really, really do love that.
Oh,
And I
good.
think my writing has jumped to a different level because of those guys. And then the performance of the piece, recording it, and then seeing what he does with the music, because we're not in a studio together. He's wherever he is in the States. I am in Tortola, Virgin Islands.
Yeah,
By the time it meshes together, it's like, I
I
wish I
did
could do
that.
this forever.
That's me. Yeah. I think it doesn't always have to be in print.
Yes.
Audiobooks, those, very popular. So, and I think hearing the poet's voice as they read their work is so powerful.
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. So, whichever way you go, you have our support. I know that you'll be a part of our upcoming Redia Ting 3, third year in a row. We'll see how it goes. I can't wait to hear what you come up with, what you create. You seem to have that wow factor at these events, so I'm always proud of you.
Thank you.
Um, do you have any messages for our viewers in terms of exploring your creativity, stepping out, putting yourself out there, your work, and all those wonderful ideas that you have?
Yes, definitely what I would want to say to people is that no matter what you do, you will get criticism. And it's
Mm,
okay, whether it's on your job, in your family, with the creative work that you do, but you can't grow if people don't give you feedback. So if somebody says, I didn't really like that painting, I didn't like that poem,
right.
maybe step back and reassess. Don't take it face value for it just being negative. Look at how you could take that feedback and put it into something positive and just keep pushing forward. Don't give up.
Mm,
We have to stop sleeping on our talents. There's so many talented people in this world. And if we bring it down to just to us in the Caribbean, there's so many amazing people. I've seen people make dolls from crochet. I've seen people take clay and just turn it into these amazing pieces. So
yes.
whatever your talent is, whatever you love, invest in what grows you. It's great to be a great employee. It's awesome to be great on your 9 to 5, but you have to continue to evolve.
Yes, and let your talents flow for sure. Absolutely. And I just want to add to sometimes if you have a piece, you worked on something, and someone comes back and says, well, you could do this. If you are happy with your piece, you can also choose to keep it how it is. Awesome. Well, I'm so happy for you. I really love everything that you're doing. Keep us posted, keep us involved, and come back again and let us know what you're doing. And do I dare say happy, happy birthday? You're welcome. So we'll see you soon.
Yes.
All right, say bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.